that we theoretically could just jump straight into the next game because we were slightly behind.
Munch, why not? Why not just get caught up and go back?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get straight into the game. Look at that. This is the miracle of technology. We, through the power of time travel, have skipped from the end of game number 1 straight into the start of game number 2.
You know, I'm so glad you were confident to call that out because I'm like, okay, I'm all right with jumping into this next game. It's Munch. I don't know. How do I signal to my producers? And you just sent it, and we're sending it, and I love it.
We were told by our producer in our area, shout out Fiona, that this game was ready to go if we just wanted to jump into it. And I was like, you know what? Lyric's not messaged me anything. I was hoping he would message me, but he didn't. So I was like, it's Lyric. He's always down to skip the break. Let's do this.
You know, I'm always down to clown Munch. We don't need to stop. We just keep going. And I mean, after that game, I'm kind of excited to keep going. Because like you said, that EDG looked like a different beast. On the flip side, disappointed because I've thought that this RA team has looked solid with their individuals. I thought they just needed a voice. Xiaoxu should be that voice. Hopefully in this game too, he can show us more.
So we've caught up to live. We're ready to jump into game number 2. We've missed draft, unfortunately, but hey, that's okay. Smolder has been picked up by EDG and Azir. Jax up top for Ala as well. This is a lot of scaling on the side of EDG.
Yeah, especially with Ala having his hands on Jax. That's actually where my eyes go because you know this man can single-handedly take over a game on this game.
He certainly can. As we head on to Summoner's Rift. It's game number 2 between EDG and RA. Let's see if RA can fire back.
I'm just so happy that RA still has Gios, man. It has been rough.
That was the least confident, like, Gio caller for EDG ever. They were like, it's like, EDG. Like, usually it's like someone absolutely yelling at the top of their voice. And they only did 2. Where was the third one? I meant to do 3. Come on, guys. Pull yourselves together. If WE's caller can do what he did today, we can do better, EDG.
They gave their best. But let's kind of look at the Rift right now because like you said, EDG have a lot of scaling elements. You know, Azir, the Smolder, Jax, of course, but also have some side lane to play with. We know Ala can especially be aggressive on this pick. To where RA, a lot more tools to be aggressive, not only with the 2v2, they've drafted Rakan, obviously going to be able to constantly look for these all-ins, but once we get into some skirmishes, Vicla and Naiyou, this two-man dive squad, is going to be so threatening for the Snake and Fisher.
Xiaoxu already receiving the brunt of some heavy trades. Xiaoxu is low on HP. Surely we don't see the Smolder with first blood. The Snake decimates game 1, and he ain't stopping anytime soon.
Not expecting the turnaround. This is not what you want to see after we just said, hey, EDG probably going to need the game to go a bit longer. RA, you know, some skirmishes at the mid game and already finding this kill. Onto your super scaling execute overlord in Smolder.
You know, I've always been a big fan of Xiaoxu, and it pains me to say this, but where the hell is Zorah, man? Bring Zorah back.
It's
this
crazy.
Has been terrible.
Crazy too, right? You think back to, like, even before he came into LPL, he was handpicked by Sword Art to be his replacement on Flash Wolves. Like, handpicked, Sword Art got to say. He's played at MSI, he's played at Worlds, had a good debut when he came into LPL and E-Star in 2020, but was never really able to keep it up since then, and clearly looking very much out of practice coming in here today. Goes for the knockup, isn't able to land it, and that whole time, Assum was also trying to get damage down onto Vampire, which left the Snake unscathed. Can follow through with the Flash and Ghost for himself and get himself that nice first blood.
Great stuff from the Snake, and you know, it's kind of funny, I was about to comment on the fact that the Snake had actually started Q. Quite often you see Smolder starting with the W as Vicla. He follows those shurikens. Okay, fair play, aggressive, but I like it. But yeah, had started Q, it ends up winning out the fight because of it. Naiyou, Xiaoxu moving towards this mid lane. Monkey's going for the fight. I don't know if he knew Xiaoxu was there. Forced the flash away. Bold, confident is Monkey right now. And he's up against a Monkey.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out. You know, I didn't even realize that until
Monkey
just
v
now.
Monkey.
Yeah, and you're gonna assume that you know, actual Monkey, not Naiyou, has the edge since he did pick that as his ID. I do gotta say again, excited for, you know, Jiejie to get better and come back. It is weird how, like, well, EDG's names fit together, other than Ala.
Yeah, Monkey joining the team again, the Snake, the Fisher. Vampire less so, but, you know.
I kind of like it.
They could be bats.
I also feel like every team needs at least one edgelord, and, you know, the name just kind of already sets the precedent.
I feel like Ala's a bit of an edgelord, to be fair. I'm not sure that they're over their edgelord quota. Monkey, oh, a little bit of a whiff on the Sonic Wave, predicting the juke back. Doesn't happen. Well, I mean, you're clearly there, dude. Like, they definitely know that you're in there. Does not get to go for the reset. Like, they didn't just forget you exist. Like, come on.
Hey, you could hope, but now it does mean RA will have the ability to go on the grubs first. We can even see Vicla being the one who has pressure in mid right now. So it should be pretty free. Hook!
Oh my god, surely not. Xiaoxu's dead again! And now it's Assum in a 2v1 trying to take down the Snake before he goes down himself. The fire is burning! And Assum wins it. Wait, can he keep going on this one? Ghost is procced, but doesn't have the health, isn't confident to go for it, will reset.
No, he's no idea where Lee Sin is, right? Flips forward.
6, Vicla dives the tower, and Fisher is taken out of the picture.
And this is what we know RA for, right? They can have these moments of individual brilliance. We just need to see it converted into an advantage. Hopefully doesn't get caught out. Looks like Monkey maybe not spotting that he went for the recall there, or could have hoped to at least force out a flash.
I don't think Akali is meant to be 10 CS up in this matchup.
No.
I'm pretty sure Azir is meant to win the first few levels. This is a weird one from Fisher. Maybe it's been banned too much, the Azir. He's not had a game in a while.
This is also typically one of the times where I feel like we would have seen the tank Azir come out. Like, we've been seeing it more in things like the Akali and some of the more burst-heavy champions. But instead, still opting into the fleet and opting into the more traditional Azir route in this game.
Yeah. Tough one for Fisher. Ends up going down. The Snake might have to just be farming up down in this bottom side. Monkey in the area, looking for the scuttle grab as Drake is up on the map. Neither team able to really start this one off, I fear. It's a difficult one to just begin. But RA, while all of the action has been going on, they've taken 3 grubs for themselves. Vicla, I mean, oh, he hit 6 off of this wave.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Fisher. Some of his cooldowns already used. Shield not there. Just runs forward, goes with the ulti. Just looks so easy for him in this replay. Oh, RA maybe going to try and finally put this dragon down.
Really well played by Vicla. Going in literally as he hits 6, procs the ult. Fantastic bit of play. And the flash being forced as well means he has the potential to look for more once again. His ult is back up and available.
You know, Munch. Ooh, actually, you're right. Sorry to interrupt. Drake.
They're not going to go for it. Oh,
You know, I just wanted to double check about if Ala did have like pretty much all the MVPs except one. I might need to pause again because now RA are getting corralled.
Yeah, some fireballs flying in, but Vampire's in trouble himself. Assum aggressed upon by the Snake. Monkey trying to get in as well. The whole menagerie charging forwards as Fish is up on the top side as well. Xiaoxu, next target as a kill over to Fisher is definitely good for EDG, but he's on the wrong side of the play. And that's Vicla getting his ult ready to go in once more. Fisher, no flash, no health, taken down 2 on the Akali.
And now, I mean, just getting bigger for RA. And hell, the Akali is the person you want getting all these kills because she's going to be the one putting the backline threat onto Fisher and the Snake. I'm a bit surprised how the Snake keeps getting ignored in these fights and allowed to just get a few stacks, walk away full HP, and go for the resets. But we're going to see here EDG hoping to go for a pinch on them. I don't know if realizing that Naiyou was here. I think he did show on that ward a little bit before, but we see them easily able to finish off Vampire to start things off and just continuously able to run them down. Fisher hoping to get a bit more done here But I mean, once Vicla's part of the play, it's too hard.
It's like you're saying though, like the snake literally walks past Naiyou there, and then in the end he just walks past Vicla
just leaves
as well. He's like, oh, thanks guys. It just wanders off. Oh, good stuff. As
but yeah,
Vicla finishes the kill.
We do see Dragon going over to EDG now, but not only does Ala have every MVP except one for EDG, he's actually gotten so, like, since he is getting all of them, he's actually only 3 under the people with the most MVPs, which is Wayward and Milky Way 7. Ala's at 4. Like, it's actually crazy that EDG with 1 win, like, Ala can still be that far up the MVP standings.
It's kind of insane, isn't it? How funny would it be if he gets the most MVPs of the split in 17th place? That would truly be... You know, I'd really have to reconsider my statement of Xiaoxu being the most elo held. This is an incredibly elo held top lane on both sides.
At least, you know, EDG, again, a lot of young players. They're growing into it as we've seen in their recent series. And for RA, I don't know, it feels weird to say, like, I'm excited for these players in, like, 3 or 4 years when they're kind of spread out on different rosters and have more experience. Like, they could just stick together and hopefully improve, but I guess the point is I'm excited to see where these RA players go, but it seems like right now, again, really struggling to find their footing. Not so far in this game, with Vicla really coming alive on the Akali and Assum off to a golden start as well.
Oh, Xiaoxu face checking in here. It's Vampire in the area. Vicla is strong. I don't know if this is a fight that EDG wants right now, but they'll be able to at least take the chicken. Smite comes in. Xiaoxu, quickness, looking for more, but Vampire starts to fight himself. The Aftershock doing a lot to buy space and time, and Monkey goes in onto Vicla. He's forced out of the play. Fisher now keeps himself safe as Naiyou tries to find more in the fight. Monkey walks away. All of this for a chicken, but the chicken was secured.
EDG do not care at all about letting the Smolder get stacks. Monkey and Vampire are constantly looking for the aggression. Are going to default back for now. And we need to remember, right, even if RA are the ones in control right now, having just above a 1k gold lead, again, Jax, Azir, Smolder, EDG definitely still in a fine position for what their comp has to offer. Still, though, I'm just scared that if RA can find those flanks, if EDG aren't marking them well, I mean, Wukong and Akali, even if you do have the execute, if Smolder just dies, doesn't mean anything. But so far, it seems like RA and the Snake have, like, a peace streak.
Yeah, he seems to just be getting away with these fights so far. Able to be somewhat of almost an artillery cannon, just firing away in the background, chewing all over everyone. Disgusting. Never says excuse me.
No.
Nobody ever blesses him either, you know? What happened to manners? That's what I want to know.
You know what? I think it's fine. For the Snake, there doesn't need to be manners on either side. Just let him exist. Let him do his own thing. And he'll be totally fine. Vicla kind of going forward aggressively. I wonder if RA will try and just go and steal away this camp now that they have knowledge of where Monkey is.
6 scrubs taken. Monkey just walked straight past that ward. Not sure if he didn't see it or if he just doesn't care. Hard to say. Could be both. But now, moving further forwards, is Naiyou's in the area. He's on his Gromp right now. Perhaps just shadowing to try and threaten onto Ala. But it will just be Ala. Back it off once again. Xiaoxu grabs that wave. TP's onto the wave to make sure that the plates are intact.
Also a bit interesting, Vicla still being really the only Akali to go Storm Surge and kind of play around the burst that item gives as compared to, you know, going Lichbane and I think having a bit more well-rounded of stats that come with you. But hey, at this point, I mean, this man will be able to deal a ton of damage if Fisher ever gives the opening.
Well, big damage, and same for the Snake. I mean, even just for Monkey, like, this is an Eclipse Lee Sin. This is a damage carry essentially, but will not be tanky if he ends up being the target of Vicla. So does have to be cautious in how he plays out these fights with the Eclipse build. Snake and Vampire should be okay on this one. I'm really curious how many stacks the Snake is on at this point, because like you're saying, EDG not really waiting for the stacks, but at the same time, if you get to fight a bunch early in Smolder, as long as you're not dying, you actually get a lot of stacks. Every time you hit an ability, you get a stack, so...
Yeah, I think around the last fight he had about 80. Look for the engage.
Oh, hook lands in. Mom over the top as well. At minimum, it's one. The snake grabs it as Assum trying to get away with his life. The Q lands from Monkey, though. That's a second with a kick to the face. Vicla flanking on the top side, but I don't think there's a way in here.
No, now for EDG. Dragon's coming up in 14 seconds. They're going to be able to get their hands on that one. We can see them pushing in bot now, too. Sadly, not hovering over the snake to show us the amount of stacks. Again, at the last fight, they have him on bot side that he walked away. I think he was around the 80 mark, because I know I glanced at it. So, was on a decent pace. I don't know if he was, an elk level of pace, but I think was definitely up there being a bit faster than Doggo.
It feels like once you transition to the mid lane, you can start to get stacks a lot faster, especially once you get to the 125. It's a lot easier to stack it even quicker. I feel like great coach from Vampire, by the way, to start this one all off.
Yeah, and you see Xiaoxu just hoping to save him, which is why he commits fully with the quickness. But it just ends up throwing away his life as well. Didn't end up being a bro for Assum. But yeah, at least they go down together.
Fantastic stuff from EDG. 5 for 5. Gold pretty much even. The advantage that RA have for themselves right now is those grubs. EDG focusing on the Herald rather than the Drake. Sort of expected EDG to stack those two Drakes, but instead wanting tools to take down some of these towers and actually pings towards that top side. Xiaoxu's pretty lonely up there right now as Fisher has been found by Naiyou. It's not a play that they can commit to. Xiaoxu reckons it is, but knockup goes wide.
Not on the same page whatsoever, right? You can see Naiyou still wanting to run back. Xiaoxu going in. Naiyou thinks about turning back around, but doesn't. EDG, though, making a play of their own up towards his top side. Xiaoxu was so low.
Vampire's tanking right now. He's gone in too early. Flashes, though, and he survives. So it works out in the end. Assum and Xiaoxu and Naiyou all arriving at the top side for this play. Vampire is so low. But he walks away, he gets under the tower, he survives, and RA all move topside.
And Naiyou's going to hope for more, but look at the minimap. You're giving Smolder and Azir free time being able to push these waves back out. So a lot dedicated towards going for this counter punch in top, but nothing going to be able to be answered.
Great stuff for EDG. Another small win. They are down in gold, despite the fact that they got that play off. And unfortunately, because of the answer from RA, they can't actually finish the tower up top. So this will be the tower taken for RA in the top side. That's their second tower of the game. And that's where a lot of this gold difference is coming from, able to take both top and bot lane towers.
And, I mean, there's CS advantages in top, mid, and jungle for RA. That's being evened out by the one the Snake has in his own role.
133 stacks right now, by the way, for the Snake. So looking at how fast he can get that extra 90 that's required for the execute.
Yeah, so has at least hit the second marker, right? The 125. The bolts exploding kind of at the max range of the edges.
Yeah.
So getting close to being a threat that RA won't be able to ignore. But also Allah. Allah hasn't really done anything this game, but he's still kind of quietly getting to the point where he's going to be a menace in the side lanes. He has that Triforce.
He's Jackson, He's Jackson the way Jaxers do. I will say, the Snake, the fact that he's got 2 items in 17 minutes, even outside of the stacking aspect, it's still an AD carry. He's still got 2 items. He'll still be an absolute terror on 3 items. Like, this is a dangerous spot for RA to be in against this Smolder. Because, gold, it's not just stacks. Gold works too.
Yeah, but one thing at least RA are doing well to prevent this, right, is I like this control of bot side for now, getting some of the speed vision down. When we've said a lot's going to be on Vicla, finding an angle into the back line. So already getting some of this preemptive setup for if they decide to lean back down here. We're still 2 minutes away from either of our objectives from being on the map. So I'd expect EDG to slow it down. We'll see, since they're kind of working as a roaming death squad right now. But I feel like RA should be the one feeling more pressure to find a play.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm EDG, I'm chilling. Like, you have so much scaling on your side, got enough control. Vampire is not chilling. He is far from chilling. 4-man death squad in the jungle for RA. And it's an easy takedown for him.
For RA now, can just go back to being able to prevent Fisher from being able to pressure that bot lane turret. Vicla should feel more free about going towards topside and just giving them some room to breathe. Looks like don't really have any wards to get any more vision around that bot side. It feels like it would have been a good time to refresh with Dragon only being a minute away, but they're going to go for the resets, get more wards up, and hopefully get that one started. It's like you said, I mean, EDG, they are looking for the action. They are looking to get some information with these wards. It just opens themselves up to be engaged on by RA because Rakan, Wukong, like so many tools where RA can easily be decisive and just delete someone themselves.
Yeah. I don't exactly know what the game plan was there for Vampire. Like, I get that he was looking for a ward, but were we really going to get much off of the back of a ward there? Was it worth the risk of we don't know where anyone on their team is? I guess he wanted to find out where everyone on their team was. He found him, that's for sure. Yeah. 6-6 here. And it's, again, gold lead for RA. Drake spawning in 10 seconds. Naiyou trying to move in.
Ooh, monkey. Being a little bit over-aggressive. It looks like Ala is trying to force the 1v1 now to prevent Xiaoxu from being able to join the fight. Does end up walking away from it in the end. And Vicla's already set up, hoping to find the flank.
Oh, both TPs here from Ala, and I'm assuming Xiaoxu, since Vicla's already on my screen. That will just be everyone kind of respecting each other for the time being. Xiaoxu on the top side as Vampire. Will clear the vision away, looks for a hook. Could have been dangerous. The Snake spots him, needs to be cautious himself as he moves towards that mid lane. There is a wave crashing there, and the Snake would love to go for it. All used by Fisher. Xiaoxu can't quite get the charm with his own ultimate. The Snake now moving over after clearing that wave. And it's just kind of whiffs on all sides here.
Yeah, it's taking a while, too, for both teams to feel confident in their setup. Vicla hoping to wrap back around. But look, Ala's marking. Ala knows what to expect.
Do we care this much about a Cloud Drake? Like, I feel like this is a hard commit for both teams. As Vicla on the backside, 1v1ing versus Ala. Monkey moves in to try and protect it. In the meantime, Vampire's gone down. That's Drake for RA. They get something for themselves. A couple of bonus stacks for the Snake at the end of it. But now, a push in the mid lane. Only 2 minions. I don't think it's enough, but maybe with Demolish, actually, they'll finish a tier 1 tower. So, something gained by EDG.
Yeah, getting more gold in their pockets, buying more time, sadly. Like, neither support really having a great time in this game. I'm excited to get the replay of that, though, as Ala really sick timing on his Counter-Strike to prevent Vicla from being able to get a whole lot done, as we will see here. Look off the onto the edge, marks him, makes sure to stun him so he can't fall through, but Vampire's in too deep, gets knocked back by the Q3 from the Cassante, and the other members of EDG have to be conscious of the Akali, even if she got stunned, right? Still would have that Shroud available. So I think it was the right call by EDG to back off in the end.
Ala forced away. Xiaoxu does have threat up in that top side. The fact that he's got 2 armor items at this point, plus his boots, does make it difficult for Ala to threaten him. I will say the Snake, 200 stacks at this point. That number's going to keep on going up. One of the few champions where it's still reasonable to take all your junglers' camps, because you do get those stacks for it.
I gotta say, though, I'm getting more and more scared of Vicla as the game goes now. He's finished a death cap.
Yeah.
Even more bursts under his belt. Naiyou also having a black cleaver, so this kind of double dive squad only getting stronger.
I mean, look at the percentages there. The would-be Robo-Colonel definitely favoring the side of RA right now, and Vicla, he's hunting. There are 4 players in this quadrant, though, for EDG. This would be dangerous for Vicla to go for, but he might be able to just finish the kill before the answer comes through. No, commits to the recall in the end. That'll be tier 1. Down to the bottom side, taken for EDG, and another wave crashed as well. In the meantime, the Snake pushing through that mid lane too. And should be getting pretty close to the 225 stacks now.
I mean, Vicla has an idea. There's been question mark pings around his jungle like the whole time. That monkey's been around, and oh, you're trying to sneak the Baron.
They figured out that everyone from EDG was on that bottom side. Get away with this one. Okay, TP from Vicla, ready for the contest from EDG. 8K on the Baron of Xiaoxu, finds the pick onto Vampire, but look at Vicla on the top side of the plate. Shuriken landed, I think, onto Vampire, and in goes Vicla, looking for that back line, but immediately locked up and forced away. Smolder's popping off already. He calls for his mummy and grabs a triple.
Huge plays coming out from EDG. Now out of nowhere, they're the team that gets to turn on the Baron that they didn't even have the idea that was going on to begin with.
They get themselves a Baron, and the Snake playing immaculately. He hit auto, he hit Q. The burn killed everyone. Well-deserved triple kill there from him. As now resets from EDG, and they have a huge advantage now off the back of
on hits 225 right around the time the fight gets going. You can see here 222, and is going to get that execute right in the middle again. They try to go for the engage, but really nice job buying time from EDG. Especially we're going to see the Emperor's Divide come out from Fisher here, which really just locks all of them down for the damage to come through. We saw the chain from the Counter-Strike with Ala too, to hold them in place even longer. And that was just a great team fight for EDG in the end.
Yeah.
6-1-3 on the Smolder now. It is looking rough. Still, not too big of a gold lead. And they do still have tools to at least threaten the backline. But now that the Execute's online, Munch, I am scared.
Yeah. And I think the Snake could be going for Riftmaker, could be going for Leandris. Probably Leandris, but we've seen both on the Smolder at this point. Quite often together, in fact. Has gone for the AD build, which has been more popular among pro players. I know Azale, not a fan of this one. He loves his AP build with the Leandris and the Riftmaker, but this has been the more popular by default. Vampire sticking around by himself here. Does need to be a little cautious. He'll walk away with his life.
Now EDG gonna put up some real pressure, but RA, you know with their comp, they're just gonna look for an engage, hope for the all-in. Cyclone.
There we go. Fisher, good ult to protect himself. Can they get onto the Snake is the question. As Vicla knocked up here, the Q's flying on through, but Vicla just does not have the damage to take down Monkey. He's focused on the wrong targets.
Yeah, it just, again, it seems like there's like a peace agreement with the member you need to be taking down the Snake. Somehow every fight really never gets touched. And that's who the Akali and Wukong are supposed to be looking for, right? It's easier said than done, but EDG just able to keep rolling through the base.
It's easier done than said for the Snake. He is just waltzing through this game. Mid-inhib taken. Drake has just spawned onto the map as well, so EDG, they can just run towards that as well. Bonus objective for them.
And like we said, this matchup, I mean, EDG right now is 17th, last in the LPL, RA 13th. And EDG so far in this series looking like a clear, better team. Again, they're pretty much doomed in regards to playoffs, but statistically they are not out. They have a chance to go on a run. They're definitely starting off well with this fight as we see everyone trying to all in, but look where the Snake is. Look how far back he is from the rest of the squad. Ala coming in front of him with the Counter-Strike too, making it even harder. And like you said, Vicla not doing a whole lot to this Lee Sin.
Yeah, to be fair to the Snake, you know, I'm kind of flaming this champion a fair bit, but the Snake is playing it very, very well. His positioning is great, respecting the Akali that's coming on through and just waiting behind that big old front line that he's got for himself. And now a pick onto Xiaoxu, potentially. Some bonus damage going on through there.
To kind of give even more kudos to the fact that it's like not a knock on the Snake. I mean, they just outright one lane, right? They just outlaned Assum and Xiaoxu. Like this wasn't even, oh, we got to the execute. It was like, no, they were just the better 2v2 in this game.
And rewarded as such. Fantastic stuff from them. Another tier 2 will be taken. Fisher and the Snake take this dead quick. Baron not up for another couple of minutes, and I'm curious if EDG will try and like rotate down and pressure the bot tier 2, or if they'll just now play for topside control in expectation of the Baron in 2 minutes.
That's a good question, especially since Ala doesn't have TP up, so I feel like ideally you'd be hoping for your Azir to catch that wave in bot. Maybe Ala just going to push this one out since Baron is up soon, just trying to get to his next item break point himself. But I think not a whole lot of reason to commit all too much towards spot side. You can potentially try to like aggress into RA's jungle, pull RA down, and then you have even more tempo to rotate up towards top. It's something we've seen done a few times. Actually, more than a few times, something we see done often.
Yeah. Looks like EDG a lot of presence on this bottom side. Want to at least threaten the tier 2. And on the other side as well, like if RA do go top, you just dive and end the game, basically.
Yeah.
So EDG liking the idea for now, as the cannon will tank. They'll get a couple of hits in on the tower. Another minion wave coming on in. And RA, if they try to defend too hard, they might just die. Vicla in the mid lane for the time being. So well played by EDG. Will just grab themselves that tower pretty much for free, because RA, they're so far behind at this point, it's difficult to find a favorable engage. Ala has gone real deep for this play, but he jumps out almost to safety. The Snake still going for free. Nobody even threatens him in the fight. He's still full health.
He's still just only that one death that he's had forever in this game. 8-1-4 now. It is just getting too much for RA to handle. They're gonna be able to keep this going. Even moving Fisher over to mid to guide in those super minions too.
Yeah, this is brutal. 3-2-3 stacks. The Snake, I can't remember the last time he was hit by an ability. Absolutely fantastic game from him on the Smolder. That's 2 inhibs. Just in time for the Baron to come back on the map as well. You can go for resets across the board, or just run straight at the objective if you don't feel you've got enough gold to buy anything.
Now looks like that's the plan for now. I mean, with RA having to answer all these minions, it's going to take them a bit of time to get down here. You can already see people like Vicla potentially moving down to answer bot, but it seems like maybe an audit being called by RA saying, hey, this is it. This is the last fight. We need to come out here to be able to try to make a miracle happen.
Yeah, and that's precisely what they're looking for, an absolute miracle. The Snake on 3-2-5 stacks. This is a terrifying dragon. The Snake, I mean Smolder, I suppose, pretty much becoming his own mother at this point. And I'm not talking about the attitude and the shouting at managers of shops. I'm talking about the ability to one-shot people.
Yeah. I wonder if EDG make playoffs, does the Snake get to like rank up? Does he get to evolve and actually become like how EDG had Viper before, right? Does he get to become like Cobra or something else, you know, some other snake along those lines?
Yeah, Anaconda. Right
yeah, that one sounds
right now he's
much
like
more
an
menacing.
adder, you know, like they'll bite you, but it's not. Who's really scared? It's you know, it's in Britain.
Yeah.
It's probably not that bad.
Oh my god, that Baron was done so fast. And now they only have one lane to worry about, right? They just have to go for this hard push up through top, and the supers will do the rest of the work.
I will say, Smolder is a dragon. Dragons have scales, snakes have scales. Arguably a lizard. Makes sense that he would pick this champion.
Ooh.
Also, the fact it's strong. Monkey flashes over the wall. How is he alive right now? I can't believe he's got away with that. It's criminal. As Ala goes for the flank, double knock-up. And look at the damage from the Snake at this point. Vicla forced away. Vampire looking for more as well. They're just trying to set up for these kills, but Ala's finishing the job. Fisher with one as well. Xiaoxu in a 1v5 at this point. He'll go down to Ala. Happy to just tank the tower at this point. As there we go, they execute from the Snake. And that's your lot. Welcome everyone to EDG's reign. They've taken down our, okay, maybe reign is over the mark, but a second win on the board for EDG. Some much needed life shown today.
Yeah, it's so great to see from EDG. I mean, hell, now they've won 2 out of their last 3 series. So we can at least say, in terms of the small sample size of recent form, things are going the right way. I like how proactive this team was trying to be throughout this whole series, right? That was something you highlighted in their Game 1 victory, is they looked a lot more alive. They looked a lot more confident. I think that was a great word, and it's something just so simple. But it looked like something EDG didn't have before, and looked like something they definitely had in spades today.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just the nameplates. I don't know if something else has happened behind the scenes, but EDG looked like a different team today. Still, not perfect gameplay or anything like that. Let's not